Shut up. Listen to me. Listen to me. Shut up. This is the path of truth. I know you know it's been a long time. This is text 5581. Folks, I have been through hell and back. That's right, I just got out of jail. I finally got out of jail, and you know what? No one was there to help me. You think people was there to help me? They tried. I know little Bobby and Ray Ray and the rest of them, they tried. Sheila, they were all waiting for me. When I came out, they just tried. Before I was even ready to come out, they put them handcuffs on me and everyone said, "Oh, don't worry, text 5581, we're going to help you. Listen to me and shut up. This is the path of truth. I've been through a lot. None of you know what I've been through, and it is terrifying. It is terrifying to find out that you cannot express what's up in your brains without having a lot of people freak out and call authorities." That's exactly what happened. You think I get away with that? I thought I did. I thought I'd get away with talking to people. Always have. It's always worked. I often set up my camper and everything else in the parking lot of someplace big, like a Home Depot or a Walmart. You know that. You know that's my scene, because everyone's talking in my brains. I hear your prophets. I hear Muhammad and Jesus. I hear Buddha. I hear everyone. I hear Moses. I hear past, present, future voices talking to me. I've heard aliens. The aliens talk. The aliens are the ones who gave me my true last name, 5581. You know that. You know that old story. Trying to tell me when I was little, they were so afraid. They were so afraid. Remember my uncle told my mom. Her brother said, "I don't know about this child. He got a demon in him. He always hearing things." It was a gift, not something bad. It was a gift. And my parents, they bought into his stuff. They bought into his words of warning. In the middle of the night, I found myself getting stuffed into a box. They put me in a big refrigerator box, left me right side of school. And they left me right side of school, and I was supposed to tip it over. Get myself out. They just put in some Cheetos and other snacks for me, and I was supposed to live on that until I was in my late teens when it finally tipped over. I couldn't get it over, and every time I did, they closed it right back up and stood right back up. No, Tex is fine, they'd say. And all the kids would come out of school and look over at the box. They knew I was in there. They didn't tell the teachers. They didn't tell no one. The principal started asking around, "Where's Tex?" Then I got older and I was able to hear more voices. Could you imagine that? You grow up a child and you get older and you just hear more and more voices. Listen to me and shut up. This is the path of truth. I'm text 5581. You know you should visit truthgods.blogspot.com. That's truth, TRUTH, where we all seek gods, GODS.blogspot.com. You know the number to call too, right? I know some of you have been calling. And when I get to my proper location back in the studio, I'll play your calls, because I know my mailbox got stuff with your calls. Thank you. Thank you, listeners. I know you're listening. 562-396-5594. 562-396-5594. Now, what can I say that I haven't said before? You know, if you go to truthgods.blogspot.com, you can check out everything I've written about the truth. About the aliens and about Jesus and Santa Claus, all them people. I knew this was going to happen in politics. I knew this was going to happen. But I couldn't get on the airwaves and I couldn't express myself because they kept me locked up. It's part of the condition of locking me up. They kept me away from social media. They kept me away from recording my show. I said, "Officer, please." I said, "Sheriff, please." I begged. And then when the attorney said, "We can't do nothing," I decided to defend myself. Maybe that wasn't the best idea, because I don't know nothing about law, but I can tell you what's in my soul and I can tell you what's in my brains. That judge took a look at me and said, "Get him out of here." Why? Why? Because he was scared. Just like all the other people, just like that jury giving me looks. I know a couple of them believe me, but they have to conform, you see. They have to conform because they're afraid that my last name is 5581. They don't believe it. Who would name themselves 5581? That's not my fault. The aliens came down and started telling me things. You know I hear these voices, listeners. You know what the deal is. You know what it is. I went over to a friend's house. Let me explain to you what happened. Why I haven't been on the airwaves in a very long time. I want to first give all my love to Brazil. I want to give all my love to Venezuela. I want to move to Brazil. Brazil's the place to be for me. At least they would be accepting, right? People in Brazil accept. And all I want to do eventually is get to the Middle East and find my tub. Because when that button is pressed, oh, you better find your rubbed up tub. You better find out where your tub is out in that Middle East. And it's probably been moved around. I know where my tub is. Where's yours? I've been seeing it in my brain. They showed me. I'm over at Brian's house. A bunch of people. And I'm talking to everyone about these new thoughts that are coming into my brain and all the new people that have been speaking to me, and I'm having a lovely time. In the back of my head, I'm thinking I ought to leave this town because whenever I start talking like this, I know something's going to happen, and it did. They pushed me into the pool. They thought they were being really funny. There I am holding a plate, hot dog, potato salad, pushed. I get pushed right into this pool, and I had my clothes on. I wasn't even prepared. They were all laughing. You saw text 5581. We just pushed him in. Look, he got a hot dog float. No, it's not a hot dog. Text pooped in the pool. Very funny. Everyone going crazy. But you know what? I had in my hat. I had in my head? A hat, a wool hat. And guess what happened when I got to that water, that cold pool? Potato salad floating everywhere. I got bits of potato salad sticking right on my wool hat. I get out the wool hat, it starts shrinking in the sun. This wool hat is shrinking on my head in the sun when I get out. I have two people right back of me just trying to pull it off. Hold still, Tex, they say. Hold still, Tex. We're going to get it off right now. They couldn't get it off. That thing hurt. I knew if they kept going, I wouldn't be able to do anything for a week. Boy, I had a crushing headache. And I didn't want to lose my abilities in my brains. And everything sounded muted, and I couldn't understand a word that anyone was trying to say. I was trying to listen to Jesus, trying to listen to Muhammad, trying to listen to your Moses, your aliens, all of your demagogues, and all the people you worship, and all the different faiths and Buddha. And I couldn't hear any of them because this wool hat was too tight around my brains. And it disturbed me so greatly, so greatly. Now listen to me, shut up. This is the path of truth. If you want to follow the path of truth, that means understanding when people are coming to try to tell you things up in your brains. That's not for everyone, that's for you. And that's what I'm trying to tell you on my show here, on my program, and on my website, truthgods.blogspot.com. You have to understand it's a very special, special thing. It's a gift. You can't just use it lickety-doobies, like right up on the TV, tell everyone. You can't take it out on the street unless you're careful. That's what I've always been, very careful. That's why I always have my pamphlets and everything ready to go. I have charts that I'm ready to share. I have pre-recording cassette tapes that I like to hand out. You ain't got to pay, I just want you to listen. This wool hat was so tight, I couldn't think. I couldn't hear anyone. I couldn't hear anything. And I got very worried. I started panicking. Get the hat off, I screamed. You put me in, you get the hat off. Oh, Tex, you should have taken the hat off before you was pushed. Before I pushed in, how did I know that you pushed me and my clothes onto my lucky wool cap? That wool cap helps protect me. Now it's shrunk. I'm sitting there hours, days, it's still stuck to my head, and I got really angry. So I jumped in that pool and I stayed there. I stayed in that pool. And then the owners of that house in the pool said, Tex, you got to get out of here, else we're going to have to call the cops. I said, if you call the cops, I'm going to tell them what you did to me. And they'll see. They're going to find out the truth. Let them see the truth. And I will tell them everything that their former sheriff that used to work in the department before he passed away of a heart attack, I can hear him. I can tell them before they put handcuffs on me what he would have done and what he thinks of the situation. That didn't happen. They thought I was crazy. I said, just please, officers, please let me help take this goddamn hat off. Take this hat off. I don't mean to use use the Lord's name in vain over here, but boy, goddamn, you hurt me, God. And I understand we couldn't communicate. You couldn't put your words and your thoughts and your support in my brains because it was just cut off. My circulation was cut off to a point because of this little wool hat. And then as the sun kept coming out, the hat got smaller. And then eventually, you know what happened? They handcuffed me and then pop. That wool hat got so tiny it just popped right off my head. And by that time, it was too late, y'all. I'm in the back of a cop car. I got a little tiny wool hat just sitting next to me. But the gates were open. Now I could hear fine. And when they get in the car, I told them, you know what? That Sheriff Sullivan, he would have been very upset with you guys. They said, don't you make us come back there and beat you up. That was our man. I said, that's right. And he had a heart attack, didn't he? They said, don't you start. I said, no, I'm not starting. I'm just letting you know I know everything about your former sheriff. I was friends with him and he still talks to me in my brains. You know what? Have we met before? They say no. I said, listen, let me tell you something. Your name is Terry and your name is Mac, ain't it? It got real quiet in there. It got real quiet in that car. But then the guy I thought was Terry, he said no, his name isn't Terry. And the guy's name is Mac, his name is actually Jack. And I said it doesn't matter, I was close. I've been having a wool hat tied tight around my head for the past few days. Of course I'm gonna mess up these naps. He told me his your old Sheriff Sullivan, he may be mixing up names in his head too. Mac, Jack, same thing I told him. That's pretty close. Your name might be Terry. What is it? I said jokingly, what is it, Fairy? That was it. They pulled me right out, started stomping on my head. I thought to myself, I'm never going to be able to hear anyone again up in my brains the way I'm getting physically abused right here. But I understand I upset them. And when I said Fairy, I didn't mean anything by it. Terry, Fairy, Carrie, Larry, it all rhymes. I just thought fairy because, fairies fly around like Tinkerbell. And I'm a man of that kind of stuff, of magical, of fantasy. This is all crazy. Why he gets so offended? Stomping my head. My little wool hat falling all over the place. I can't even find my little wool hat. I was going to try and get it enlarged. It's gone. Jack tells me that's what you get. That's what you deserve. I said, oh, is your name Jack or Mac? Because I think something's real fishy here. I was convinced, listeners. I was convinced. I'm telling you, my people who are listening right now, I knew they were lying. And that's why Terry got so upset with me when I said that, because he knew his real name was Terry. And I knew that he had been made fun of before when he was growing up. They used to call him that. And I knew Mac was really Mac. He wasn't Jack. They were too scared to face that. I knew, because their old Sheriff Sullivan told me the truth, and they were scared. They were terrified. You gotta visit truthgods.blogspot.com, because that's where the truth is always held. And you have to call 562-396-5594. That's 562-396-5594. I want all of you people to get on board. I want all of you people to leave me messages. What do you think of this? I've been in the jail for a long time now. You haven't heard me in a while. When I post this, you'll see the date. You'll see the date of this compared to when the last one was uploaded. And ain't no one else can do this in my place. You know that. I'm the one. I'm the one that has the brains. Sure, I can have people come, and I do have a lot of people come, and they live with me, and they help me out. I get it. But they, they're with me so they can understand and listen to what's going on in my brains. They're not trying to learn it. It can't be taught. I can't teach you this. All I can do is tell you what's up in my brains. All I can do is tell you that Jim Henson these days is very upset. Why? Because there ain't enough puppet and Muppet shows. Forgotten about. These children move on. They're watching violence on all social media. Jim Henson very upset. You think Hanna-Barbera likes what's going on? These kids these days, they don't give a hoot about any of that cool stuff that we had. They don't want to read comic books. They don't want to watch these funny cartoon shows. No, they'd rather see adults duke it out on social media. They'd rather listen to this guy insult this guy and this person not love that person. That's the problem. I hear it in my brains. They're all upset. Muhammad, Jesus, Moses, Buddha, Mahatma Gandhi, all these people. They have all the Indian culture, Mahabharata. Everyone's upset. The Muslims, everyone's upset. I have these Israeli people. They're all my brains. I have people here in the United States on my brains. I hear animals in the rainforest telling me what they want and don't want. What they want is their lives. They want their habitat. That's all anyone ever really wants, but no one gonna listen. All I'm trying to do is tell you what they telling me, and I'm listening. They ain't talking to you. They ain't talking to that guy. They're talking to me. You think they're talking to that lady? Clairvoyance is a bunch of hooey. They don't know anything. They're just sitting there waiting for your cues. Oh, I see you. Oh, I see a man. Yep. Oh, I see a man, and he's very nice. Yep. That's all just malarkey, trying to figure out what sticks and what don't. That's what you call hoodwinking. Hula winking. You know, when you try to put one past someone, that's hula winking. You're trying to hula wink. There I am sitting in jail. They said, all right, now it's your time. I went up before the judge. My lawyers provided to me are like, oh, I don't know, Tex, just be quiet and we'll take care of it. Next thing you know, you'll be out of here in no time. Maybe spend a week. A week? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna defend myself. I said, I have a legitimate story. I know exactly what went on. You guys weren't there. I done told you everything that happened. Now you're telling me to just go along and just keep my mouth quiet when I hear brains. I hear people in my brains, and you want me to just be quiet and ignore it and just deny it. You don't want this judge or the jury or anyone in this courtroom to know the truth. I get it. The truth is scary, isn't it? But not as scary as jail. Not as scary as jail. And every time someone attacked me or approached me in jail, I would stop them and be like, you know what? You know what? You remember your sister? You remember your sister that tried to drink Coca-Cola with Mentos and Pop Rocks and then she blew up? She's in my brain telling you, you better be nice. They don't believe me. Oh, yeah, how'd you know that? Yeah, you don't know her name. You could have found that out from anyone. Oh, yeah, Dolores? Got real quiet. He backed off. That's too much information. When he still didn't believe me, I told him, cherry Coke, mint, Mentos, orange Pop Rocks. He started crying. Tell me more. He said, nope, you were about to pound my face in. I'm Tex 5581. You don't do that to me. But I got his respect real quick. And now I have him following around like a puppy, making sure that I'm okay. So anyone else to try to attack me because they're afraid of my brains, he's my bullpit. He going after them saying, hey, you better watch out. This is legit. Like he is legit. But even then, sometimes they didn't believe me. I got this medical condition now where I hiccup for no reason. You think I like that when I'm trying to tell people? I'm trying to tell people what's on. Trying to enlighten people, and I can't even keep it. I can't even keep it straight. I'm just trying to tell people about the Middle East and getting the tub. Just trying to find the tub in the Middle East so we can rub it up. I'm not having a very good time, folks. You know that. But anyways, I'm letting you know I'm safe and sound. Finally. And I am back. And I am out of jail. That was way too long. They kept me in jail for fear. And I will be writing about all this on truthgods.blogspot.com. And you better subscribe and you better follow. If you want to find out what's going on in my brains and you want to understand the truth and what you need to do when that button is pressed, you better listen. I'll give you all the instructions. I know where in the Middle East my tub is. You know we all got to get in the tub and protect ourselves when that button is hit reset. They're going to hit that reset button, then what? Where are we? Text 5581. Making sure people believe me. I got everyone in that jail to believe me. Everyone in that jail was protecting me. Those cops and guards couldn't believe it. Mess with the wrong brain. 562-396-5594. 562-396-5594. I heard one comment. Someone asked me very politely, where you been? Oh, we miss you. Well, you know what? I'm back. And soon I'm going to play your calls again. You know, I'm just getting acclimation with myself so I can figure out how to do it. It's been a long time. I've been in jail. I think they try to poison me with that stuff they giving me. And enough of the potato salad, man. It's always happening with me. Why can't a man just enjoy potato salad without having to get some sort of thing like this? I'm telling you, man, they're scared. Scared now more than ever. And shame on those people. Shame on those people shrinking my wool hat while it's still on my head. I'm going to be back. You check in and you subscribe. I'm Tex5581. Listen to me and shut up. This is the path of truth. You visit my website, truthgods.blogspot.com. Sick of this.